Hello and welcome, my dear friend. I deeply hope you realize your true power after this, so please be here with all of your attention because we're going to get real. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're trapped in a self-made cage, the bars forged not of iron, but of your own doubts? Not a physical cage, but one of the mind. One where you are the guard and the prisoner. Today, we're smashing those bars to pieces. Before we delve into the walls we build around ourselves, let's acknowledge this ultimate truth. Sometimes you forget that you are inherently capable, much more than your mind perceives in this moment. You are a vessel filled with God-given gifts, talents waiting to be unwrapped, a potential waiting to explode onto the scene. Your spirit knows this, but your mind tries to convince you otherwise, to keep you safe. Your soul understands the boundless possibilities that lie before you. This knowing, this deep-seated certainty of your capabilities, is a divine spark, a reminder of the magnificent creation you are. The battle you're facing right now is between your spirit, which knows your potential, and your mind, which wants to keep you where you are. This internal tug-of-war is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to the incredible power you possess. Let me tell you how we keep our world small. We often craft elaborate narratives about our limitations. Sometimes we're so deep in our thoughts that we forget our calling. We build entire worlds of what-ifs based on tiny seeds of fear, insecurity, or simple excuses. We convince ourselves that we're not good enough, not ready, not capable. It's like constructing a magnificent, intricate sandcastle on the shore of our potential, only to spend all our time worrying about the tide washing it away, instead of enjoying its beauty. We create a self-fulfilling prophecy of inaction, all from a place of imagined failure. We become so focused on the potential for things to go wrong that we completely miss the potential for them to go right. It's like having a treasure map in your hands, but being so afraid of encountering obstacles on the journey that you never even leave your house. Think about it. Have you ever told God what you were able or not able to do? What gifts you had or didn't have? What ministry you could or couldn't be a part of? We sometimes tell God what we are able or not able to do because we are so stuck in our own heads. It's like building a high-tech fortress around our hearts, complete with laser grids of self-doubt and motion sensors of insecurity, all to keep out the very thing that would set us free, the call to step into our true potential. The fear of being your true self, of shooting for the stars, of doing the things you've kept yourself from doing, is always much, much bigger than the consequences of doing them. The humble you, the one who is often nice and kind, often doesn't speak up for themselves or pursue a dream because of the fear of not doing it perfectly. This desire for perfection becomes a paralyzing force, preventing you from even taking the first step. It's like refusing to learn to walk because you're afraid of stumbling. This calling we mentioned before isn't always a booming voice from the heavens. Sometimes it's a whisper, a persistent feeling that there's something more you're meant to do. It's that nagging feeling that you are made for more than the small, safe space you have carved for yourself. Imagine you're learning to ride a bike. You've got the training wheels on, you're wobbling a bit, but you're mostly stable. Then someone suggests taking the training wheels off. Suddenly, the world feels different. Every tiny pebble on the road becomes a potential disaster. The fear of falling, of scraping your knees, of looking foolish becomes overwhelming. You might even pray that no one is watching as you attempt this new, terrifying feat. You might even prefer an empty parking lot for your first attempt. But then you take that first wobbly ride without the training wheels. And yes, maybe you fall. Maybe you scrape a knee. but you also experience something else. The exhilarating feeling of balance, the freedom of movement, the realization that you are capable of more than you thought. Looking back at that first ride, even with the falls, brings a sense of accomplishment. It's a testament to the fact that growth happens outside of our comfort zones. It's in those moments of vulnerability, those moments of pushing past our perceived limits, that we truly discover who we are meant to be. When God calls us to things that stretch us, things we don't feel ready for, and we step forward in obedience, we show Him we trust Him. We show Him we rely on Him. He wants us to move forward. He wants us to show Him, I'm able to do this with your constant presence. You often forget the power God gifted you and think the fear of failing is real. But the truth is, fear is a mind game. But your spirit knows you are much more capable than your mind tells you. That fear is not a reflection of your true abilities, but rather a distortion created by your mind's desire for comfort and predictability. Sometimes we get so caught up in blaming the devil for our setbacks, but sometimes the real obstacle is made by us. It's like the devil doesn't even need to bother. We're doing such a good job of holding ourselves back that he can just sit back and watch. He's thinking, I can take a break with this one. Their own fears and insecurities will hold them back. Don't be someone the devil thinks he can take a break on. Don't be so caught up in your own head, your own fears, your own perceived limitations. This is the root of the internal battle between your mind and soul. Your soul wants to experience life, and your mind tells you no. What if it doesn't turn out as expected? The thing is, in each and every stage, you can do your best, which is so much better and so less scary in reality than in your mind, and put it out there and let God take care of the rest. We often don't do the important part of letting God handle the parts we can't have control over. This act of surrender, of releasing control, is a powerful act of faith. It's acknowledging that we are not alone in this journey, that we have a divine partner who is guiding us every step of the way. If God has called you to something, He has put it in you. You are able, and you will not just do it, but you will thrive doing it, because God knows all. He knows the potential He has placed inside you. He knows the masterpiece you are capable of creating. It's like being given a box of paints and brushes and then refusing to use them because you're afraid you'll make a mess. But the mess is where the magic happens. The mess is where the art is born. Embrace the imperfections, embrace the stumbles, for they are all part of the process of becoming. The future God has planned for us is often beyond our current vision. Certain paths, certain opportunities may seem entirely out of reach, but God saw it. He already saw it done. It's like when God told Abraham he would be the father of many nations, even though Sarah was past childbearing age. They couldn't see it, but God had already seen it. He had already seen it done. So, if He's calling you, it's because He's already seen it done in your life. Don't argue with your Creator like Moses saying, I can't talk, I can't do this. He knows you better than you know yourself. Just go do it. Trust Him. He has equipped you. He has called you. You are able. My friend, the world needs your unique brilliance. It needs the gifts you've been hiding, the talents you've been burying, the dreams you've been suppressing. Stop building those self-made cages. Stop listening to the whispers of doubt and fear. You are not defined by your limitations. You are defined by your potential. And that potential, fueled by faith and obedience, is limitless. Step out of the shadows of your self-doubt and into the light of your calling. The world is waiting, and so is the incredible, powerful, unstoppable version of yourself that you are destined to become. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.